Welcome students. In this lecture, we are going to see the parts of a speech lecture. So I, Professor D.V. Kurti, welcome you for this lecture. So to start with the parts of a lecture, we will start with example. So we'll see the example. So this is the example of parts of speech lecture. So in this example, you can see lecture to be called from the parser. Now the first part, whatever is given here, which I have selected, is called as declaration part. Here, we built a lexical analyzer to be used by the high-level parser. One header file is included here, hash include ytab.h. So what this ytab.h is seen in the previous lecture. This is nothing but token codes from the parser. Next is hash define, lookup is 0. So at the start, default value for the lookup is given as a 0. And state is taken whose data type is integer. So this is the part. This is the part which starts with this symbol, ends with this symbol, is called as a declaration part. So we'll go to the next part of the example. Next part of the example is return 0. So this is started now. Auxiliary rule section. State is equal to lookup. If there is a dot or slash n, then state is lookup only. So 0th state. That means ignore slash n and ignore dot as well as slash n. Next was return 0 when the statement will end. Now what are the different states given here? If verb is found, state is verb. This lookup will give something. Adjective, if found, then state equal to adjective. That means state is updated depending on what is found. Now, next is A to Z, small a to Z, capital A to Z plus. So these are the letters which are allowed in our input. You can see if state is not equal to lookup. That means if state is not 0, then add word with state and YY text. So YY text is what got from the input string, and state is nothing but whichever we found, that is verb, adjective, adverb, noun, preposition, pronoun, or conjunction. Whatever is found is nothing but a state, and that state is written by the YY text. If is complete over here, else, then in else we have a switch case, and for that switch case we have sent with lookup underscore word and equal to into bracket YY text. So this YY text is nothing but which will give the state. Now this state will be checked with verb. Case 1 is verb. If it is matched with verb, it will return verb. If it is matched with adjective, it will return adjective. Likewise, it will check for adverb, noun, preposition, pronoun, conjunction. And at last default, string don't recognize. That means it is not verb, not adjective, not adverb, not noun, not pronoun, not conjunction. It is not recognized by the given lexer. So this is nothing but parts of a speech lexer. So this is what the closing brackets. So you can see here small a to capital Z and small a to small z and capital A to capital Z. Everything is allowed and it will be identified. If it is not identified in between the given names, then it is just told as don't recognize. That means percentage is not recognizable. Now just we have seen the example of a lexer to be called from the parser. So the explanation for the example is there are several important differences here. First one is we have changed the parts of a speech names used in the lexer to agree with the token names in the parser. So directly token names are given here. We have also added a return statement to pass to the parser the token codes for the words that it recognizes. That means whatever is recognized by the lexer is returned and is taken by the parser for the next phase. There are not any return statements for the tokens that define new words, that is nothing but /n, to the lexer, since the parser does not care about them. So /n and dot are just ignored. These return statements show that YYLex acts like a coroutine. Each time the parser calls it, it takes up processing at the exact point whether it left off. That means whatever the code, whatever the input string is already scanned, that is kept in the buffer, then that particular whatever string is scanned is identified and then given to the parser. Then the parser next time calls again the string. That string goes to the calls again the lexeme from the lexer. The lexer again scans the next string from the input string. So in this way, the parser calls the lexer of the parts of a speech lexer. Conclusion: in this lecture, we have seen how there are the parts of a speech lexer. So we have seen examples of lexer as recognizing words, recognizing digits. So here we have seen how to recognize the parts of a speech lexer. I hope you understood this. It seems a little bit complicated. We are going to see practicals on this very soon. So don't worry about that. Thank you. Happy learning. Do subscribe the channel to get all the updates of the videos. Thank you.